Hi guys, welcome to another video on this channel. Today I'm going to be discussing something really interesting and something that I've been meaning to do since a very long period of time. So July and August has been very busy for me in terms of helping out students in their day zero applications and their subsequent interviews with law firms. If you don't know what is day zero, I'll be linking the video up here somewhere. So please have a look at that, understand what is day zero, what questions are asked in day zero. However, this video is very specifically devoted to the fact that what exactly happened in the day zero of for the batch 2023, as in the people who are going to be graduating in 2023, and what are my observations from helping out students, considering a lot of my mentees got successes and they got selected for interviews. They got selected for job offers with CAM, with Trilegal, with Indus, with ICICI Bank, etc. All of these big law firms, and some of them did not clear the interviews also, right? To be honest, of course. So the point is that I have my own observations, I have my own conclusions out of after helping so many students this year, and I'll be discussing the same today. First of all, let's discuss where did the firms go for the day zero. So very surprisingly, firms did not restrict themselves to only say tier 1 or tier 2 colleges or only NLUs or only very renowned private universities. They went to a lot of colleges this time, very NLUs that are not as high ranked, private universities that are not very well known. So this is a cue for all other colleges who still don't have a day zero for their law students, that they can put in an effort and they can actually reach out to the HRs and to the other communications team of these law firms and get tie-ups for their students in the coming years, because these law firms are now open to hiring students from not only the top tier NLUs or very well-renowned private universities, they are also open to hiring students from other colleges as well, and that's a very positive sign. Now the next thing that I want to discuss is the shortlisting, that how did the shortlistings happen for this year's interviews. There are two things that I've noticed, three things actually that I've noticed. First is that people who have very good batch ranks, like say batch rank 1, 2, 3, 4, like possibly say in the top 10 or top 15 of the batch, they got shortlisted for almost all the group discussions or for almost all the interview rounds. And on the other hand, there were very big, big tier 1 firms. They shortlisted everybody who applied for their interview because they wanted to do a mass hiring this year, right? So it's actually based on luck more than I would say anything else, that maybe some firms would want to shortlist everybody for an interview and then subsequently select a few candidates out of those. So your marks do not matter at that point in time. But on the other hand, some firms only restricted their shortlisting criteria for interviewing candidates based their marks. So I feel at some point it's unfair to other students who've not gotten such good marks but have put in a lot of effort in their resume and they still didn't get shortlisted. And the third category is on the basis of the internships that you've done. So for example, if you've done too many IPR internships, if you've done too many say trade law internships, you've done too many constitutional law internships, for example, and then you still think that you will get shortlisted for a corporate law position, of course you're wrong in thinking so. You may not get shortlisted. On the other hand, I noticed that there were firms who also made it a point that if the candidate has already interned with them, surprisingly all of those candidates were not shortlisted for an interview. Why? Because some firms have this policy that if you've already interned with us, we've already evaluated you from a PPO perspective, and if you were not selected for a PPO, we've already rejected your candidature in its full capacity, and we will not subsequently select you, and we will only select and give chance to other candidates who have never even interned with us once. So this might sound a little confusing, but yes, this criteria was followed by certain very big law firms this year. Thirdly is that that law firms this year placed a lot of importance on the group discussion and then selected candidates further for an interview round. So for group discussions, topics such as the Sri Lankan economic crisis, the recession in the US, etc. were discussed at length in various law schools, and students were selected basis that. So this particularly shows that the commercial awareness of the student should be really, really good for you to get selected for a subsequent interview round, and that is your cue to start developing your commercial awareness. Fourth is, and this is a very, I think, I don't know what to say, if it's disturbing or not, what is this kind of a trend, but yes, law firms this year have sort of placed importance and sort of given more importance to students who've opted for corporate and commercial subjects rather than any other subjects. Some firms have even gone ahead and said this in before interviewing candidates, that if there's anybody in the interviewing candidates list who has opted for dispute resolution, you can kindly leave. We are not hiring for dispute resolution, we are only hiring for corporate commercial roles. And that in itself is a sort of, again, I would say, a motivating factor for corporate students, but of course a genuinely a demotivating factor for, you know, other students that are there, who opted for maybe dispute resolution, who opted for IPR, who opted for any other thing. But yes, this year the trend has been that firms have, and even otherwise other institutions, banks, etc., have been inclined towards hiring students who opted for corporate commercial subjects in their internships and even while they were pursuing studies in law school. And last is, it's a very exciting thing that I noticed. First of all, I thought that it happened only with a few of my mentees this year, but no, it happened all over the country. There was this one specific law firm that went ahead and gave pre-placement offers. If you don't know what's a PPO, I'll again link a video somewhere. I've made a video on what's a PPO. They gave pre-placement offers one day before the day zero interviews. So this is a very, very positive thing. It shows that if you perform well in your internship, if you get a callback internship, you have done 2 internships with a particular law firm, you can still get a PPO one day before your day zero interviews happen, and there is hope even till the last day, right? So this has been a very, very interesting thing that I noticed this year. Again, you know, you are left hanging till the day zero, and you know, you just get the job offer one day before the day zero. But yes, this has happened, and this has happened in too many law schools by this one particular law firm, or I think 2 law firms did that this year. So yes, that is you know, my conclusion with my observations for this year's day zero. And if you have any other comments, if you would like to hire me for any services, etc., you can reach out to me in the comments and I will get back to you. Thank you so much.